Hello friends and welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host Tom Downey. Let's dive into some Cowboys rumors. First up, what about Chris Petersen and the Cowboys? I'm giving this one 2 stars. To be quite honest, I'm not totally sure what to make of this. I'm sure you've heard by now that Chris Petersen, in a very surprising move, has resigned as head coach of the Washington Huskies. Now before that move, Petersen, I thought, was a logical option for the Cowboys. The Dallas liked him. They liked taking Boise State/Washington players. They liked the culture he's built. But he made this stunning and frankly kind of weird move to step away, allowing Jimmy Lake to take over as the Huskies head coach. So maybe you've got a Bob Stoops, Lincoln Riley type of move here. Petersen, everywhere he's gone, has been successful, incredible success with the Boise State Broncos, and did a really good job getting Washington back to the upper echelon of the Pac-12. Now, this past year was not that good, and Petersen has cited that he wants to recharge, and that's why he stepped away as the head coach of the Huskies. Now, many of you asked me on Twitter and on YouTube and everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, hey, is this move a sign that Petersen plans to come over and take the Dallas Cowboys job? I don't really know if that's the case, because how many head coaches resign from a job because they want to recharge, if you take him at his word, to take a more stressful job with the Dallas Cowboys? And on top of that, do you guys even want Chris Petersen? And you guys might get an ad here on the video. If so, just scroll down, chime in the comments section. Yes or no, do you want Petersen as the Dallas Cowboys head coach? Coming up next year, how about Jason Garrett, a coach in the NFL next year? All 3 stars on this one. This comes from Jerry Jones himself. As Jerry said on his morning radio show today, or I guess his radio show appearance, Garrett will coach in the NFL next year. Now, Jerry certainly meant this as praise for Jason Garrett, because he thinks Jason Garrett, if he does allow him to leave or doesn't bring him back, well, someone else will hire him. Here was the quote from Jerry Jones. There are qualified people. Jason Garrett is one of them. In my opinion, Jason Garrett will be coaching in the NFL next year. Now, I have no doubts Jerry meant this as a compliment towards Jason Garrett. It's not really being how it's interpreted, though. It's being interpreted as, oh, you said in the NFL, not with the Dallas Cowboys? Interesting. But we all know this. Now, there might be some talking heads out there who say, as long as Jerry's the owner, Jason will be the head coach. It's not really the case. If Jason Garrett doesn't make a deep run this year, he's not going to be back as the Dallas Cowboys head coach. There might not be an in-season change, but if there isn't one, they don't make a deep playoff run, he's going to be gone. So what do you want the Cowboys to do? Type FG for fire Garrett, KG for keep Garrett. We've done polls on the channel. It's been about 95% of you want to fire Jason Garrett. So let me see all of those FGs in the comments section. While you're down there, I also put this link in the comments for you too. Awesome Cowboys shoes, 25% off. It's chatsports.com/Cowboys shoes. The perfect gift for yourself or a loved one this holiday season. Again, that is chatsports.com/Cowboys shoes. It's not just that pair. There are a whole bunch of other ones out there. That was my personal favorite one, though, so I figured I'd let you guys in on the deal. That's chatsports.com/Cowboys shoes. And again, link will be in the description and in the comments. Moving on now to Amari Cooper. He wants to stay. Wait, where have we heard this one before? Oh, right, on the last show. It's 4 stars. This one is a no-brainer for Amari Cooper and for the Cowboys. Cooper said he wants to stay with the Dallas Cowboys because Amari Cooper's not dumb. Now, Jason La Canfora might continue to claim, oh, Cooper's going to leave, and he can keep citing that there's only one tag available, which isn't actually true, because if there is no new CBA, you have the franchise tag and the transition tag available to an NFL franchise. Here was Cooper's quote. I love it here. I want to be here. I just love the situation, my teammates. I just feel it's the place for me. I've approached the situation like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Obviously, I'm more productive here than I was in Oakland, so why would I want to change things? The only reason Cooper would want to change things is if the Cowboys don't offer him a big contract. Guess what they're going to end up doing in free agency? They're going to offer him a big contract. Now, it is true there has not been much progress on Cooper's extension. That's true really for Byron Jones and Dak Prescott, although at this point in the year, it might as well wait for that deal to get done. And I'll also make note, part of the reason why there's been little progress for Amari Cooper in this new contract, well, his agency is kind of splintered apart, and one agent has left to go to a different one, and now Cooper has decided who he wants to stay with. Cooper hasn't decided which agent he wants. It's tough to negotiate a contract if you don't really have an agent right now. That's why you should not be panicking about Amari Cooper. But if you want to panic over losing Byron Jones, well, that one is a little bit more doable. Will they lose him? I'm still going to give it 2 stars, but it is very much a possibility for the Dallas Cowboys. They have to pay Dak Prescott. They have to pay Amari Cooper. They've already paid La'el Collins, Zeke Elliott, and Jalen Smith. Now, if they truly want to, they can absolutely find a way to pay Byron Jones. You can make that work for almost any individual player, but the Cowboys, as Stephen Jones has often said, it's a pie. You give pieces out to other players, there's less left for those who haven't gotten any yet. And Byron Jones is going to be expensive. And even unless you can get a deal done quickly with Dak or Amari, Byron is the one most likely to actually hit the open market in free agency. And he will be one of the best corners out there. Chris Harris is probably a better overall corner. He's also older. I don't know if he's going to get as much over as many years as Byron Jones. Logan Ryan's not bad. Aqib Talib kind of fits in that older Chris Harris mold. And then there's Marcus Peters, who makes more plays on the football in terms of takeaways, also gets beat a lot more often. Byron Jones this year, there are a couple of you that feel the need to tweet me every time Byron Jones gives up a reception. He hasn't given up very many this year, folks. Byron Jones has been one of the best corners in the NFL. I know that the pass breakups aren't that high and the takeaways aren't that high, but in the end, what's the difference between a pass breakup and a ball just going incomplete or not even being targeted? Byron is by far your best corner, and he's going to get paid like it on the open market this year. Now, if you have concerns about paying a high-end corner, I understand that. The track record hasn't been that great. Patrick Peterson, probably the exception there. Xavier Rhodes hasn't been the same guy the past couple years. Tremaine Johnson and Josh Norman, both of those teams would love to move on from their players. Norman, I think, will be dumped after this year. Tremaine Johnson, the Jets might just be stuck with him. Xavier Howard has played very well, is injured right now, so that's obviously a concern there. But $15 million in reality is probably your floor for Byron Jones if he's going to get fair market value. So if it comes in at that price tag, what should the Cowboys do? Let me know in the comments. K for keep, W for walk. I understand both sides. It's a lot of money. Let me put it to you this way. If you let Byron Jones leave, who's your number 1 corner? It's not going to be Jordan Lewis unless they make a coaching staff change because he hasn't been that guy for Chris Richard. It's probably not going to be Awuzie. All of a sudden, that's your number 1 need. So if you can make it work in your salary cap, I say keep. Today's show was brought to you by BetDSI. Head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code on your screen. It's Cowboys120. It gets you a 120% deposit bonus. So you put down $50, it will give you an extra $60 for free. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120. Maybe just keep betting against the NFC East in general. That's worked out pretty darn well so far this year. One thing you can bet on not happening is Odell Beckham coming to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to give this one fake news. Something called Complex Sports threw this out there. Listed the Cowboys as one of the top 5 destinations if the Browns were to trade him, which, spoiler alert, they're probably not going to. Because what do NFL teams not like to do? Trade and pay a big player, give up notable assets. You have Zeitler, Peppers. Of course, also had Oliver Vernon in that deal technically, with that first-round pick too. It doesn't really make sense for the Cowboys either. You cannot pay Amari Cooper and Odell Beckham top 5 receiver money. That's not good use of your cap space and your cap management. You pay one of them. And if we're being honest here, one of them has been a by far better player this season. The targets in favor of Odell Beckham, and he's barely getting 50% of them. Amari Cooper, far more efficient, more yards, more touchdowns, and oh, by the way, fewer drops. That's always been Cooper's problem, if you can designate it as that. And plus, Cooper just goes about his business. Odell Beckham, well, he's just Odell Beckham. So who's the better receiver? Type O for OBJ, A for Amari. For the way the Cowboys want to operate their offense, and even from just this past year, it's pretty obviously A for Amari Cooper. I'm not trying to hate on Odell Beckham here, but if I got to pick one to pay, I'm going to go with the one that I know fits your quarterback in Dak Prescott, fits well with the Cowboys, and isn't going to potentially have issues on the sideline if he's not getting the football that particular day. Next up, no Joe Looney at left guard. I can hear and I guess maybe see the collective groan and SMHs in the comment section for this one, but it's 3 stars. Of course, Connor Williams out for the rest of the year. Xavier Su'a-Filo comes up, and the media asks Jason Garrett, well, what about playing Joe Looney at left guard? He played really well at center last season. Well, Garrett says the Cowboys view Looney as a center, and they want to give Su'a-Filo the first shot, which is kind of weird to me because we've seen Joe Looney play left guard before, and we know he played surprisingly well at center last year. I know position changes are awkward for offensive linemen. I think going from center to guard is probably one of the easier ones, emphasis on the part there, because I'm not saying it's easy at all. But we saw Su'a-Filo, frankly, this year has not been great. A little bit better last year, but he regressed after those first couple of games. I'd kind of like to see Joe Looney get a shot, but the Cowboys, you know, they like being comfortable. Su'a-Filo's the man, at least for now. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.